Boom. Boom.
Hello, it's Stefan Pape here from Hey You Guys.
And Paul Heath from the Hollywood News.
And we're going to be giving our video reaction here at Toronto International Film Festival for LBJ, which is Woody Harrelson, and it's a biopic of Lyndon Johnson.
And not anything to do with cricket, because that's LBW, right? Yeah.
It's the worst joke you've told all festival.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Anyway, carry on.
Right, I've lost my train of thought to us, mate. I don't know. No.
LBJ.
Yeah. So I was a little bit worried going into this because we get these political American biopics. J. Edgar comes to mind that are long and quite dull.
And it's election year, so we're going to get a flurry of these.
And I was quite worried this was going to be of that nature. It was an hour and a half, which firstly just shocked me, which I was quite surprised at. And it's very funny, and they're quite playful, aren't they? They don't. Yeah. I'm assuming that a lot of this was not quite realistic. I don't imagine that he was. I'm sure. I mean, they might have got a few of his mannerisms, but in the sense that I think the performance was very strong and it was quite sort of dramatic in parts. But just some of the kind of one-liners, they were very comedically inclined to a point where.
Woody Harrelson, we must say.
But I appreciate it for that. I mean, why you don't have to be completely stringently kind of like naturalistic, do you? Sometimes it is fun to play around with the material a bit, and I think Rob Reiner, the director, really did that, and I think the film benefited quite a lot as a result.
Yeah. So he's. So I did a little bit of research afterwards because obviously I'm not an American, so my politics knowledge of American stuff isn't great. But he was like this very abrasive, confident, strong, wisecracking sort of character. And I think Woody Harrelson has just taken that, as Woody Harrelson does, to just the next level. Yeah. And it's almost like not a huge caricature of the former American president, but just an elaboration, like you said. But he's brilliant. He's the best thing about the film. It's Rob Reiner's second political film in 20 years. He did The American President back in '96, which is probably his last best film, really. He's done stuff like The Bucket List since and stuff like that, which wasn't great. But
speak for yourself.
Do you like The Bucket List?
Yeah, of course I like The Bucket List. It's Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman.
I didn't like that, mate. It's usually right on my street, so but no, not that time, not that one. But anyway, this is really good. I really enjoyed it. As you said, it's quite short, which helps.
Massively.
These things tend to go on a bit, don't they?
It's short because it's not a cradle to the grave biopic, which are the worst biopics. When you try and cover 30 years of someone's life and you have all this stupid makeup, like J. Edgar, which decided they were going to depict him as a kind of sort of 80-year-old. I don't want to see him as an 80-year-old because it's Leonardo DiCaprio looking like Johnny Knoxville when he dresses up like a granddad. You know that it just looks stupid. No. Whereas this film,
although he did look, the makeup wasn't great.
No, that doesn't help.
It wasn't great, but you lose the sort of that distraction in the first.
We just don't need to cover. I think a good biopic, if you take Selma, is set over 2 weeks, I think, or sort of 2. It's a very short amount of time. Life, the James Dean biopic was set over just a sort of week or two. If you can craft a film and just use one very short period of someone's life and have it be representative of everything they stood for and everything they were, that's more skillful. No, I mean, there are exceptions to the rule. Ray, I loved Ray, and I thought the way that was a great biopic. But generally speaking, I prefer it when they're a bit more kind of stay within their means. And LBJ is set over not the longest period of time. It's very much about one particular aspect of his life, which was obviously when Kennedy was killed and he stepped in as president. It just looks over that kind of period, doesn't it?
It's clever because it's non-linear sort of during the first half. So it starts off just as they arrive in Dallas, and then it goes back to the build-up to the general election, which saw JFK come into power. And then it comes forward again a little bit up to the assassination. The assassination happens, and then it's told straight for the sort of the first few months, I suppose, he's in power, or few weeks, and that's it. It's interesting you brought up Selma, obviously, because the character, Lyndon Baines Johnson's in that, played by Tom Wilkinson.
Indeed, yes, that's very true.
So, and he's also been portrayed by Bryan Cranston recently this year in a HBO film. There's another film. He's actually in Jackie, of course. Yeah. So
they could easily have made two. I mean, obviously, there was two aspects, wasn't there, really, to his presidency, which was the Civil Rights Act and then the Vietnam War. Yep. And this film deals strictly with the former. It doesn't delve into the Vietnam War. I mean, it does a tiny bit, but they are two separate. They are almost two separate movies, or unless you're going to make a big 3-hour epic. So
but it doesn't go into it massively, does it? It doesn't.
No,
it says at the start.
And
this
you've got
thing.
the kind of card, the closing credits, and it kind of says what happens afterwards, and more's explained there. And I think it's a really good piece of filmmaking, and we've seen a lot of films this festival, and it was one of the films I think that got the most amount of laughter. I think,
and quite a strong one at the end of the festival as well, because usually at the end it's like, this is the stuff that they're just filling the gaps now, but it was really strong.
Yeah,
really
no, I think it was a surprise actually. I was expecting to have a bit of a kind of long political American bore fest, and I actually left feeling like it was really entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. Good, like solid 3 stars film. Well, we're not really 3 stars though. We're like bordering on a 2, and a half if we're lucky.
2 half stars.
So yeah. Anyway, so that's what's it called again? LBJ.
LBJ.
And it's out in cinemas later in the year in America. Not sure about the rest of the world, but
it might not get a UK release. Actually, there's no guarantee.
Oh, it's not been bought. We're being told it's not been. No, it's not been bought. Not yet. No.
No. No.
Right.
No, nothing yet.
No. Right. We're gonna now transfer over to our sports correspondent in Sports HQ. This is Heath and Pape, the Downtown Toronto. See you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Watch the
Tell
playlist.
us what you think.
Yeah, and if you like us and stuff like that. Till the next time. Bye.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!